Well, hello there, Speed Gaming fans, and welcome. SGO is over, and so now we have some fun. We have a casual boots seed for us here today. Gonna be a lot of fun. Not SGL casual boots, just regular casual boots. Gonna be fun. So we do have Sandris 316 versus Robs today. Gonna be a fun match to watch. I am solo in the booth today. My name is Tyvarius. I will be hanging out with you for the next hour and a half-ish. We'll see how kind the seed is. Behind the seeds with me is, of course, Drossi. Drossi1 dropping the comments there in chat. Thank you so much, Drossi, for getting this set up. And, of course, the main man doing the tracking, Scupula. Gotta love it. And we are off. So with it being casual boots, of course, the casual part is going through escape. So here we go. Got a couple of minutes, just a couple of chests to check as these runners go ahead, go through escape. We are going to get a guaranteed weapon from the uncle. Might be magical, might be physical. We will see. Could even be bombs, and we'll see how custom these runners are to using strange weapons in the escape. Oh, that's right. That's right. It's not a guaranteed weapon because it's casual boots, so it's a guaranteed sword that activates. I apologize for that, as we do get the red boomerang off the uncle. Blue mail right away there in the escape, so damage not going to be an issue here early game for these runners. So again, thanks to Jurasi, we got everything synced up here. Both runners heading to the left side of escape. Pretty standard fare here. Gonna go ahead, kill a couple of guards, check a couple of chests, and just dash as fast as they can. Yeah, not again too much to talk about in these standard escapes. A lot of it's down to making sure you know your dash lines and get good boot movement. We do see that the stun drop is 5 arrows there on Sandris' side. Meanwhile, Robs gets a bomb drop. So while bombs aren't as important in casual boots because we can just bonk open the back wall, is nice to at least see an early bomb for Kakariko. Could get another bomb out of the bonk rocks by the fortune teller's hut just north of Kakariko. So we'll see what these runners do for their bomb support. They do both have 50 rupees, so could purchase them if they need. All right. Both runners look to be going for hybrid strats on Rob's side. One pot and a couple of slashes. Meanwhile, Sandris just going for the double pot attack. Both taking out that guard fairly close to one another and dashing away with the princess. So Rob's showing off where more of that those dash line, the knowledge of those dash lines is going to come into play here in casual boots, and Sanders following suit and just dash right out of that door, straight down up the ladder, and you are off to the races. So just the sort of the last leg of the escape sequence yet. Got to go through the sewers, pop out the back in the sanctuary, and then we will be able to see where these runners go. could do the traditional route over to, Bonk Rocks, maybe check Lumberjack, the Forest, Kakariko. Might see a Kakariko skip type of play here where someone decides, no, I'll do, South Shore and Saha first, just to try and find a flute or a bottle. It's those are pretty much the two big openings that you see if we don't find anything important here in the scape. And so far, just been that red boomerang. And there's those bombs, so that's enough to clear out Kakariko, so we don't have to worry about those. But if you want to do some more, like the Mini Moldorm or the race game, might want a few extra bombs here before moving along too far. But again, there's some en route wherever these runners decide to go. Those rats not playing too kindly with Sanders, as we get plenty of cash and the unfortunate rod over on Rob's side. Obviously, if Turtle Rock is a crystal, we love seeing that early because we don't have an ice rod hunt. But if T-Rock is a pendant, then we'd rather not see that ice rod at all. And Rob's getting out of escape with a 530. Not bad. Pretty good time there. And hey, pseudo vanilla lamp. Not going to have to worry about our dark rooms yet. All right, and we have a blue crystal at Desert, a 5/6 over at Eastern, and I think that was green pendant up at Hera. I'm gonna have to double check with our tracker Scupula here. Looks like the tracker is showing green pendant there, so looks like Scupula saw what I saw. Yep, and Tyler Salt in the chat. Thanks so much for that confirmation as well. Yep, not too much to worry about in the way of gonna take damage here. So we have Supersonic on the right, and looks like Gravity Suit Zero Suit Samus on the left. So really set for defensive here, and just a vanilla piece of heart if I saw that properly on the ledge. So not much. Yep, you're gonna want that, Robs. Almost did a little double take there, but we have Hammer already on the mushroom spot. So, um, third tier defense, third tier offense already. I think we're doing all right. Where's the shoe gonna drop seed and have magic too? Oh goodness, you can spam that ice rod to your heart's content. Yep, my NDM SG dailies are back on Restream. Now that SG Live is wrapped up, we can go ahead and get some dailies back on Restream here for your daily racing pleasure. But Rob's popping into Kakariko here. Obviously, Sanders doing the same route here. We might see the Bonk Rock. Nope, gonna say 4 bombs is enough. Rob's. What was that? Dropped the bomb and then said, nope, I'm out. Well, these things happen. And hey, look, even more offensive power and a glove. Oh, baby. Give us early Moon Pearl. I want to see a nice wide open seed, and I want to see these runners running all over the place. All right, so plenty for Scupula to track already here in the early portion of the race as we pop down into the well. 5 more chests here if you're not familiar. And of course, if you're not familiar with what's going on here, this is a Link to the Past randomizer. Wow, that's a lot of money in the well. A lot of money in the well. Oh, it's all good, Scoopula. I know you're rocking it on the back end. So, yep, plenty to check the bottle vendor, can probably check King Zora. But again, if you're not familiar with what's going on, some people who are far smarter than myself looked at A Link to the Past and thought, you know what would be cool? If we moved things around. So they put logic behind it and rearranged all 216 items and hook shot as well. That's a stacked Kakariko. So I know I saw my NDM in chat. Your legendary Cack skip wouldn't have paid off in this one. Yeah, just a loaded Kakariko. Gotta love to see it. And the goal, of course, is to complete the seed as quickly as possible, piecing together the logical progression. So you do need at least 7 crystals to get into the tower. And then, of course, to slay Ganon, you need at minimum the Master Sword, some sort of fire source. So these runners do already have that. So now all that's left is the logical ability to beat all 7 crystals. We know 2 of them already, so we need to get to the Dark World to see what the others are. And Sandra's going to go ahead and check that race game blind and just be like, oh, cool, more money. It's not like I don't already have 900 after checking the bottle vendor. Tempered Sword at the 11 minutes mark on Rob's side. Free seed is free. But it looks like Sanders might be taking that hook shot and glove and lamp and going up the mountain. I kind of like this play. Yeah, chat. I'm gonna agree with you. You know, all my seeds are like a breadcrumbing all the way to, oh yeah, now somehow do like 3 heart spiral cave, even though hearts don't matter for spiral cave. But it's like we breadcrumbed you all the way to spiral. Here's your boots to get mitts, to get something. It's like, come on, man, just give me something. This seed, chef's kiss. Yeah, my NDM. I mean, we do have the ability right now to go through Aga. No Moon Pearl means it would have to be on ledge or something on ledge that leads us there. But that hook shot is a disturbingly interesting decider, indicator. I don't know what you want to call it, but having that hook shot is kind of like a secret hint towards Aga once you have that ability to get to Dark World and just be like, hey, go do Aga, and then you can get to West Dark World. Huh? But just being Moon Pearl away, it would specifically have to be on the ledge for that dream to be reality. Yep, halfway to go mode already on red mail. It's been a stacked start as our 2 restream runners, of course, going to different high density locations. Rob's just picking up a little more cash and another heart over in Mini Moldorm. As Sanders checking out the mountain, not much. Muad'Dib, no, we have not done Eastern or Saha area. You've literally missed the escape because it is casual boots, had to do escape. Both runners went over, checked Lumberjack, did this Lost Woods, checked Kakariko, and now this is where they're diverging. Just an Ether Medallion for us up in technically lower Paradox. So not too much here, but Rob's setting up a water walk. Going to go ahead, sprint around, do a couple of checks here. Rob's, you don't have Pearl. Gonna go ahead and be orphaning Waterfall Cave now, without having that Pearl. Could have dashed to the waterfall cave and checked that first, but Sanders going to go ahead and maybe give us a Hera check here. Oh, of course it's the Pearl on Hobo. Rob's getting bailed out, not going to have to orphan Waterfall Cave anymore. Yeah, Tyler, that's a very big possibility. Could have vanilla flippers with that glove. We have access to Zora. We know that those flippers are going to have to be fairly early because of that Moon Pearl. But oh man, goodness gracious. The Hobo bailout is real. Bailed out, not too much in the waterfall there, just another big heart as Sanders going up Tower of Hera. Looks like didn't do a Hera pot. Got that big key right away and just said, well, I'll climb the standard way. Might not be 100% comfortable in a quick Hera pot, in which case going up the standard way. I mean, anytime you see a trick that these runners are doing, if you're not fully comfortable with it, odds are the vanilla route is a little faster. But Zora, just with the ultimate scam today, giving us a piece of heart. No vanilla flippers, but Robs now has Dark World access out of logic. So we'll see what the plan is here. Yep, kind of figured that. Rob says, logic be darned, I'm going to the Dark World. A really nice hammer mold arm fight there on Sanders' side. As we get another check, looks like we have pendants at Thieves and Ice, and our last 5-6 up at Skull Woods. Meanwhile, Sanders killing mold arm, grabbing that green pendant. So could be something over at Saha. We shall see. Robs, buddy, you gonna check Hype Cave? Nope. Okay. Yeah, my NDM, I think that had to be right. Just saying, if that was flippers, now I'm back in logic. So not a bad play to check that at all. But still just slightly curious on the avoiding Hype Cave. But of course, Hype Cave, odds are it's not all that hype. Meanwhile, both runners checking some pretty annoying checks here. And Sanders going to be able to go ahead, take out his lamp, light these 4 torches, and see what's in Hera basement and off the skip to chest. So could be important here. Okay, we're back in logic. There's our flippers in Hera basement. That is a really disgusting spot for those flippers, not only logically, but just for the seed in general, as we have powder on Rob's side. Yeah, Scoops, I just missed the sign up for SMZ3 last night, but it looked like a fun seed. I might have to steal it from the race room and try it out. But meanwhile, Rob's is just, maybe it's his turn for the mountain here. So still avoiding that Hype Cave, probably thinking, all right, let's at least get in logic with that Moon Pearl. So might go ahead and pop into Hera basement here. But like Chad is saying, if he doesn't do Hera basement, I feel like that's going to trip up a few runners in this seed. Pendant Hera basement. Ugh. Yeah, it could also be a case of he knows where the Moon Pearl is, so obviously the flippers have to be at this point up here on the mountain, which he could logically get to, or the Saha Eastern area, which he can again logically get to. So not too many places left, but depending on how close runners pay attention to the logic, could be troublesome. It is, of course, easy for us to sit here and say, "Oh, well, logically he's thinking this, logically he's thinking that." But I mean, a lot of us have felt the pressure before too of finding things, and the thoughts of a logic chain kind of go out the window. So Rob's could very well be thinking, "No, I want to get in logic as soon as possible here." So avoiding the dark world plays until he knows at least a few more breadcrumbs. Very smart. Realizing down to just one bomb, gonna go ahead and take this refill over here. Very heads up play there by Robs. Yep, just a little bit of retracing the steps here by the runners. Of course, Sanders is going to be able to grab that Moon Pearl, be in logic because he made that mountain play first, as Rob's trying to piece that logic back together, as we've been talking about. Ooh, Rob's just missing that bomb jump there. Unfortunate, but going to go ahead, just try again. Still a little faster if you get it on the second try. As Sanders sets up his water walk. Nope, doesn't take has the flippers, so could have done the little flipper setup there. If you jump kitty corner into the water, you're in flipper state, and then when you hop down off that waterfall you see on screen, you're in water walk state. But not losing too much time by going around. And Rob's heading into Hera here. So now it's the do I gamble the basement or not? Oh, absolutely. It's been very refreshing to see this kind of thorough play. There we go. Robs gets it there. So Sanders just doing those Zora checks that we already saw Rob do. Rob, gonna go ahead, pop up Tower of Hera here, be disappointed with pretty much everything. And then yeah, do the thorough thing, get the key off of Moldorm, check the basement. You can do it. You're not coming back for a long time if you don't. So Sanders grabbing his life lesson here. Nice piece of heart there from the fish as Robs finishes the climb. So Sanders now with Dark World access. We'll see what his options are. Or choices, rather. We know what his options are. And it looks like we're going straight to the Village of Outcasts here. So I like this personally. If you do, the Hype Cave first and then go left, unless you find the Mirror or the Myths, you're going to get stuck and have to come back this way anyway. So this just feels a little nicer routing wise to do Village of Outcasts first. Sanders going to go ahead and do his map check. Rob's sprinting around the spiral cave. And Sanders deciding, let's check out front of skull here. Yep, so Rob's gonna be missing out on those here for a while. Bit unfortunate, but hey, that's rando for you. He can, but something that we can't do without the flippers right now is Swamp Palace, which is a crystal, so going to need those flippers. All right, and now all of Speed Gaming is happy on Rob's side because no matter how you slice it, he has the best boomerang. It's all good, Kick. Feel free to ask questions. Again, if you're new here, very friendly community. We all just really love watching a little rando. So ask away. Oh, Sanders getting a little bullied here in the right room of Skull as Rob's saying, all right, I was thorough-ish, so time to go back into the Dark World. And as far as I can tell, just a whole... Okay. Open mouth, insert foot. I was about to say Skullwood's not having a lot, but there's our Titan's mitts. So that's almost full Dark World access for Sanders. Just missing that flute to get over to the Meyer area, which we will need. Dot Warner, so I believe you're talking about the pinball room where Sanders just took that death. It used to be that logic forced a key there, but now it no longer does. So that room that Robs is now entering no longer has to have a key. You can soft lock if you drop down into this room. Yep, thanks for the follow-up there, my NDM. All right, Rob says, I've seen enough of Skullwoods. I have my mitts. Let's go into the Village of Outcasts. As Sanders, oh, no. I think we're going to see a bumper ledge check here on Rob's side. Just more money, which we're good. We have plenty of cash and we've already paid off the fish. So we can, living vicariously, of course, so I will use the phrase we, we can beat Thieves Town. It is just a pendant. So might just be seeing a front four dip here, depends on what the front four is. It's always a little unnerving having everything for a pendant thief because how far do you take the play? So kick casual boots means you start with the boots on your feet as soon as you jump out of bed. You have to do the escape sequence, but you do have a sword. As soon as you talk to the uncle, it activates. And my NDM saying it much more succinctly. Again, thank you. Ouch. Both map and compass in the front of Skull, if I saw that right on Sanders' side. So only getting a, yep, there it is, confirming in there on Rob's side. So only getting a big heart out of the front because we're forced to get that big key too. So gonna go to the back and check it out. Sanders just barely missing the pixel there. Just a smidge to the left. But Rob's saying no thank you to the back of Thieves. So looks like it's going to be a death warp on Rob's part. As soon as he pulls out that map and thinks, well, gee, we could go to the back and find some more items, or yep, going to take the death warp and get out of here. So thorough to start, but now starting to take some gambles. Rob's just missing that hammer dash there. But there we go. Gonna take out these pegs. Let's see what we have for us down here. That is our first bottle. Rob's doing a double take, but realizing, no, it might be something. Accidental pun. Just $50 though in the big chest, so Thieves Town not really paying out. So Rob's might be enjoying that gamble here. As Sanders though gonna have 2 dungeons down and 2 pendant dungeons. As soon as we find Fire Rod or Bombos, we can finish off the last pendant in Ice Palace too, so that's a little unnerving. Just a smidge off the script there on Sanders' side, but has that safety of Berna, and yep, just gonna go ahead, use some nice lag strats, take down blind. Rob's, though, finding a whole lot of nothing there on Stumpy, just a little bit of health. Sanders taking down blind, grabbing that second pendant, and Rob's, with the smith in tow, saying, let's go, little man. My NDM, I have it on good authority that you know everything about this rando. As we find just more cash in the King's Tomb. Alright, so Sanders going to be just a smidge behind here on these checks. However, again, still has that Hera basement play up on Rob's, and that's where our flippers are. Gonna need that to beat the seed. And show the sick kid a B, get $20. Sanders, though, saying, I will take that fire sword, or fire shield, thank you very much. Sanders grabs his copy of the Smith, and Rob's performs open heart Smith surgery. think Robs is chasing the mitts back up the mountain here. So gonna be interesting to see what we find up here. Now would also be the chance. Might be the mirror, and that might push Robs back into Hera basement. So still a shot there. Well, yeah, Scrupula, they're small, right? So they have a quarter heart. I mean, that totally makes sense in my brain. All right, finally getting that Hype Cave check. If Robs would have done Hype Cave earlier, could have finished off Moth while he was back there. That seems to be the only prize here in Hype Cave, but what a prize it is. Both TR and Skullwood's required dungeons today. Yeah, absolutely, my Andium. A little bit frightening knowing that your first 3 dungeons done could be the 3 pendants. So we're going to see what Sanders does there. And Mizu, very possible. Robs could get, that bailout here, much like the Smith bailout, or the Smith, watching Sanders carry the Smith. The Hobo bailout of the Moon Pearl could get bailed out with a mirror here in Hookshot Cave. We'll see. But it's not to be on Robs' side, so just gonna go ahead, move on. Probably gonna go to Spike Cave here. Yep, looks like it. So last chance on this trip of the mountain here for the bailout on Robs' side. And yeah, Fano really getting the full world tour with the Smith for Sanders 316 there. So gotta love it. Hey, green rupee in Spike Cave. So at this point, Robs knows logically those flippers are down to the eastern area or Hera basement. The more you put those off, the more likely you are, at least in my experience, if you're not writing things down, to forget what you found in and out of logic. So it looks like Robs is just going to say, let's at least try to get into logic here. You stole the cane from an old man, Robs. Why would you do such a thing? He's going to fall over now. Oh, man. All right, my NDM points back to you because the Saha first play would have paid out with Flute and Cane. We possibly can, Mizu. It's going to depend on what the medallion requirement is for Meyer. Turtle Rock was vanilla Quake, so we will see what Meyer is. I know you're not the only one who does it, my NDM, but I'm still going to say the CAC skip is officially your new trademark. But Pit of Blood putting an 07 in chat as we get the duck activation on Rob's side. So salute the goose, whatever you do, here comes the duck. Yep, and going right to the Meyer area here, gonna see what kind of medallion is required to get into Meyer. I really like this on Rob's side, even though it's out of logic, pushing him a little further away from from those flippers that are required in Hera Basement. Double Quake today. And Sanders saying, I'm going to go ahead, take this Fire Rod, sprint right back, and kill a Moth. Getting the first crystal, and ooh, cape there. Fano, Fire Rod was on the NPC in Hype Cave, which Rob skipped the first trip into Dark World. Yep, no worries. I think Rob's realizing, all right, those flippers now are either in Eastern or, unfortunately, that Hera Basement, which we know that's where they are. Alright, I do love having the boots for Eastern. Obviously, it's not intended. Developers didn't think you'd have the boots here, but it's a lot of long, straight hallways that you can just dash through. It just feels good to have the boots here. Yep, Scupula, I think you're right. It's either I hate Hera Basement play, or I skipped Hera Basement and I'm going to live by that skip play. Both are correct. Both aren't bad plays. We just know it's not the right play for this seed. Yeah, 101. Rob's is kind of hoping for a, pseudo vanilla bow here so he can at least finish off Eastern. That bow would help finish off Pod. So a bow would probably be the best thing Robs could spike right now, just to stay in the game, especially if silvers are in GT. Just because dipping Eastern without a bow isn't always great. But we know those flippers are going to be pretty important. Alright, Sanders going to do a couple of these checks that we've already seen Robs do, as Robs goes ahead, checks the last chest in Eastern here, really hoping to spike something. Oop, Sanders, that was your first bottle. I mean, we know it's worthless, but the bottle's still nice. And just a piece of heart, so at this point, Robs knows, well, shoot, the gamble didn't pay off. But gonna go ahead and go into Pod anyway? Okay, yep. Yeah. It's an interesting call here on Robs' side for sure. But again, it might be a sort of a hill he's dying on of skipping Hera Basement, and unfortunately in this seed, that is a very important hill. Meanwhile, pretty much the entire Smith sequence just giving out pieces of heart. Uh, 101, as long as Robs has kept track of what he's found after the Moon Pearl and subsequently the Flippers, yes, he should know that that's the last possible location for something that puts that Moon Pearl in logic. probably the flippers, because I don't think anything else could have led to the flippers so far. But he knows something logically is there. Yeah, Scupula, I think the only other thing it could possibly be is something silly like book or mirror to get into desert, which could still logically lead to flippers, but again, he knows that something has to be there. Pearl today was on our friend the hobo under the bridge, Mizu. So, very interesting location for that Pearl. Yes, Pyramid was checked immediately by Robs before Hype Cave, even to see if it was flippers, just to spike the logic break to see if he actually skipped Aga or not with that fake flipper play. So Sanders getting the unfortunate news, though, that there wasn't much in Hookshot Cave, as Robs continues to make his way through Palace of Darkness. So in Robs' shoes, though, you got to be thinking, man, 45 minutes in, I don't have a crystal. This stinks. It's never a fun feeling to be at that point without any crystals. Especially with how stacked the opening of the seed was. Oh no, I know you are, Scupula. I wasn't trying to be, the negative Nancy or anything. That green 20 tells me those were our boots on Robs' side. So Robs, without a potion, might know Mimic Clip, but doesn't have a potion, so going to be able to check the Dark Maze and leave the last few checks in Pod alone. So a couple checks left here for Robs. Just 10 arrows. As Sanders is going to steal his cane from the old man. So Saha officially on his back now. Can't stand up without that cane. And grab his flute from center chest here. Lovely. Hey, there's our required medallion. Very interesting. Quake in the big chest of pods, so we can get into Meyer and T-Rock now. And with our knowledge of that fire rod, we can beat both. All right, and the Hylian national anthem, whatever meme you choose to subscribe to, being played on Sanders' side, as he now looses his goose. Chibi Cage, it's likely. It's one of those things that if you don't do it, first trip into Dark World, especially since his first trip into Dark World was from that portal, it very well could be that he's forgotten that he skipped it entirely. Again, that's the fire rod, as my Andium is pointing out, which could be troublesome, as the flippers are only locking Swamp at the moment, and really the only thing we could find in Swamp that we would be hard required to have is the bow, because we have to have the mirror to get into Swamp. So the last thing that could be in Swamp that we need is, of course, the bow. And if the book is in there, well, by golly, with the mirror, we already have access to Desert. Sanders coming to give our second favorite old man a visit. Yeah, both runners right now thinking, man, the front of this seed was stacked. Where to go? Because with the information we have, all we're missing is bow and mirror. Obviously, Sanders still needs to grab that Quake medallion, which is probably going to grab that in pod here after the Eastern dip. Bit unfortunate without a bow to be able to clear them. But of course, we'll see what comes up in the checks over here. And then, of course, Robs really needs to get back up to Tower of Hera to get those flippers, as well as remembering, hey, I need to do Hype Cave. Yes, bow could absolutely be on ped, and that's a terrible spot because this is still progressive bows. This isn't the SGL settings, so it is progressive bows. So if you see a bow on ped, you're thinking, oh man, I hope I find the other bow elsewhere. But we have complete access to finish off Ice Palace. Bow could be on ped, the mirror could be on ped. So both pretty gross items to find on that pedestal. As far as Sanders is concerned, that Quake could still be on ped, but gonna find that in pod here in a little bit. And not much coming up in Meyer on Rob's side. Yeah, really hurts to see that $20 on cutscene side, especially if this is a go mode Meyer and Sanders has everything he needs prior to coming here. Gonna go ahead and just be able to just speed through Meyer, no problem. Yep, Valad, I apologize. There's a second A in there. If you are interested, there is a link to the past randomizer Discord group that has all sorts of information to get you started running the randomizer, including sprite information, seed help, all the fun stuff. And big shout outs to our tracker Scoopula for posting the links in chat there. Thank you very much, Scoop. Rob's using that cape to good effect to get through the first phase of Vitreous. Got to be a little careful on phase 2 here. Still has that cape selected, but just 2 hearts, even with red mail. Vitreous hits like a truck, but gets through it just fine for that small key. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, Scupula, I'm sure it's a little old, but of course the Discord is the piece of information that I was calling out. So Sanders making the third pendant play. I'm here for it. Oh, I love it. I love it. Go ahead. Let's see Ice Palace here on Sanders' side. Rob's, you gotta know where those flips are, man. Oh, well, thank you very much, Veiled Fury. I do appreciate that gift sub. I do appreciate it. I would be nothing without my commentary team on the back end, though. Scoopula pressing all the important buttons, and of course, Drossi setting up the restream. Ooh, Sanders just a smidge off for that icebreaker here. And Rob's checking that one chest he left still doesn't have that fire rod out of Hype Cave. Oh, Sanders, you're close. Get that icebreaker. It's still worth the time save, even if you don't get it first, second, or third try. And 101, that's a good question. It might just be a situation where it's, I know I could have gotten this earlier, let's go do it, completely forgetting that you've picked up Kane since then. All right, send Sanders some energy here, just barely. There we go. Perfect. Gets through Icebreaker. So Rob's going to go ahead, grab that chest, double check some things on the map, think, man, what have I forgotten? What have I forgotten? Man, I'm not gonna lie. Right now, at this point, I'm pulling for Sanders's blind, just head rush to pay off. I want this play to work out in his favor, just because it would be hilarious with how stacked the front of the seed was. It's all good, Scoopula. It's all good. But yeah, I mean, not much in Ice Palace so far, so it's... Ooh, could it be Blind Ped? No, that's 100% right, Grotness. It's amazing to see as the community grows. So do obviously hunting more glitches and learning more things, more ways to break this 30-year-old game that we all love. Rob's just going for cape strats. Had the right pixel too, so you love to see it. And there we go. Sanders getting past the fire bar. Let's see what Ice-T has for us. Ooh, feels bad, man. Just a bottle, which we already had, so unfortunately nothing important there. But hey, let's kill Cold Stare and pull Ped blind. Yeah! And it feels a little bad for Rob's going back to check the back of Thieves after orphaning that. But at this point, he knows, hey, I've orphaned something and I need to check it. Thieves is 4 checks. He knows there's still 3 items here, whereas Tower of Hera is just 1 item orphaned. Ooh, I honestly haven't seen someone dash on the left side of the pegs like that before. I like that. The nice part about coming back to Thieves Town now is the amount of firepower he has, even though, if I'm remembering correctly, he already had Tempered Sword when he was at Thieves Town before, because that was in the Dam, Mini Moldorm Cave? Something like that. Damn. Sanders putting that half magic to use against Cold Stare here. Tempered Sword, just a couple more swings, and there we go. The puffs are down for pendant number 3. So at the 1 hour mark, Sanders is in ped mode, picking up that last pendant. Both runners do have a crystal, different crystals, but Sanders having 3 pendants. Yep, it's definitely a I need this play to pay off at this point. Yep, and gonna go turn him in right away as Rob's taking on the blind script. Phase 1 going right so far. Get the dodge there. 1. Nope, missing the second shot, so just off script, but that's all right. Also has Cane of Burna if needed. Yeah, Scupula, I'm with you there. I watched Rando for a while. I'm like, oh, I can play Rando. Volunteered for Restream on like my 3rd seed and just got wrecked. So it's very, very good to watch these back and see sort of what plays. Oh no! Just a piece of heart as Sanders bombs the ped. Yeah, I mean, we know where that Quake is, so it could be T-Rock all the way to Laser Bridge or even Trinex. I think collective knowledge-wise, that's where it has to be. And Rob's finally realizing, I know where those flippers are. You hate to pull it, you love to see it. Sanders winning the internet points, though, with the blind ped pull on Speed Gaming. Rob's buddy, no. Oh, no. It could be my NDM, and it's going to be, twice as sad when he remembers Hype Cave. Yeah, it's unfortunate that Hype Cave Fire Rod is going to be pretty big in this seed for Robs. Yep, and Rob's realizing also, all right, I don't have that mirror. Gotta climb it again, bud. Hopefully this pushes him over to Hera. We'll see. Yep, it's going to depend on where that lamp is. At this point, it very well could be in the front of T-Rock, which would get us back to Laser Bridge. So without that lamp, though, we are missing the 4 checks on Laser Bridge, Trinex himself, as well as Mimic Cave without that mirror. I apologize, Scupula. I'm getting seed bleed from the seed I just calmed right before this. Nope, we can absolutely get to Laser Bridge. Logically, we have that lamp. Shoutouts to Structural Mike in the last location years in the last seed. Dark Aga play by by Structural Mike ended up paying off big. But Sanders about to get his Quake medallion and realize, well, let's go to Meyer or T-Rock, knowing full well that something's got to be there. And Rob's not getting immediately fire rod locked, so that's good. Let's see if he remembers. Don't go to the right. Yep, there you go. Just missing the spin on that pokey on Rob's side as Sanders grabs that Quake. Scupula... I'm not confident in answering that one, to be honest. As we keep going deeper without the fire rod. It's that nightmare / dream T-Rock situation here on Rob's side, especially knowing what we know about that fire rod. Scupula, it's all good, friend. It's all good. I definitely appreciate all the work you're doing behind the scenes, keeping me on track. Oh man, Rob's just getting bullied by Pokies and TR today. Just a piece of art, which means we know the big key is fire rod locked, so Rob's, sorry bud, you're gonna have to do Hype Cave. And then hope... Oh man, you gotta do Hype Cave and rush back to T-Rock. Remember, remember Hera Basement. And yeah, we're seeing it right now on Rob's side, that deliberation of, what did I forget? Oh no. Einlanzer flippers are in Hera Basement with the Moon Pearl on the Hobo, so flippers are locking that Moon Pearl. Rob's, of course, water walked, got that Moon Pearl, and appears to have forgotten that, hey, Hera Basement, still got to go there. Yep, Rob's doing the calculation of what have I missed, and we know the answers are Hype Cave and Hera Basement. Yep, and looking at the racetime.gg room, it looks like Rob's, unfortunately forgetting Hype Cave and Hera Basement, did throw in a forfeit. GG's to Rob's. Again, it's one of those things where if you commit hard to some of those skips, it's sometimes they just leave your head. I think every one of us as runners has had something like that happen to us, where it's just, I've forgot what I skipped. So GG's to Rob's. Please, again, give Rob's a follow if you are so inclined. It's never easy running these, let alone volunteering to be on Restream. It's just a little bit of added pressure there, having people watch you. So GG's to Rob's for volunteering for that. Yep, Skyward Rob's did put in a forfeit. It does appear that Rob's either forgot about the Hera Basement gamble or just completely wrote it off. And then the Fire Rod in Hype Cave as well. Just because as soon as Rob's got to Dark World, he sprinted to the Pyramid and Catfish to see if the sequence break was worth it or not. So out of sight, out of mind sort of thing on Rob's end. Yep. Meanwhile, we do still have Sanders going to go ahead and sprint through Meyer here. You're gonna run through Meyer here, probably do T-Rock next, and as we collectively know, T-Rock is probably the play. Either gonna be that bow to get us further in pod, could be that mirror to get us through swamp. We shall see. Yep, some more cape straps. Cape strats, goodness gracious. On Sanders' side, taking out the big eyeball here. Gonna grab that small key that we know Rob's already had. Le crepe strats. Yeah, so Sanders now knows, let's go to T-Rock. Not the Mounties, as far as I'm remembering correct. It's got to be something up here. And yeah, Robs, you were so close. You ran all around. You were doing some really clean checks and then just skipping Hera basement. That was just. I'll say it 1,000 times every time I'm in the comms booth. It wasn't a bad play. It was just the wrong play for the seed. But Sanders going to go ahead, give us a full look of TR here, sans Mimic Cave, of course, unless we know the big key is on the right side. It's possible a mirror is over there too. We shall see. Yeah, Blind Chaos. It's one of those things where there's always that element of humanity in these races, which is what makes them fun. Yep, we do still have all of Laser Bridge to check as well. And I don't believe... Yes, because the big key is over here on the right side, we didn't get Crystal Roller from Rob's either. So a couple more checks we can still see here in Turtle Rock. But it was just a big heart. So not much there on the right side of T-Rock, so it is deeper in the dungeon. And at about an hour in here, so if you are popping in late, welcome. You are in the middle of an SG daily race, casual boots. On the restream here, we had Robs and Sanders 316. Robs unfortunately did just sort of forget a few checks existed and did put in the forfeit, but put up a great fight until that point. So now Sanders is just on the hunt. We know it's somewhere in Turtle Rock. So Gundam Unicorn, there's actually several other people in the race as well. Let me take a quick check. There are 8 total entrants in the race. So on the restream, though, we do just have Sanders and Robs, but there are 8 total people in the race today in this casual boots race. Yep, I know we posted it a little bit earlier, but again, Speed Gaming has a Discord where you can check out what's coming up for Speed Gaming Dailies and see what's going on. It is called Casual Boots because the opening of the seed, you start with the boots already activated on your feet as well as a sword, and then you do the escape sequence. So sort of a casual start to the seed, makes it a little more friendly. Just having those boots and that sword right away. There are other versions where you don't start with boots, or you might not get a sword until very late. So having boots with a sword just makes the seed a little more friendly. So I will steal Scupula's Thunder and repost the links. Again, please join the Discord if you like what you're seeing here, or maybe you want to give it a try. All the information in the Discord there, and of course the schedule for upcoming daily races. Maybe you join one of these daily races, be one of those 8 runners, and just hang out and have some fun. Grotness, that's why those modes aren't called casual. And just some bombs and crystal rollers, so we're going all the way to Laser Bridge, not only to get another key, but maybe our other item. But of course, we need to kill Trinex anyway, so not going to bail out on that. Speaking of Schadenfreude, chat being chat and coming up with all the painful ways this seed can be even worse. I love it. Alright, Sanders gets the key out of the first chest, takes a laser to the face, grabs Compass out of chest 2, takes a laser to the backside. Oh man, just getting bullied here in T-Rock. Hey, there's our progression. Got that mirror there in Laser Bridge. So that opens up Swamp Forest, Graveyard Ledge, Cave 45, a couple of ugly checks, to be honest. Victa, so what happened is Robs unfortunately forgot about the last location of the flippers in Hera Basement, as well as Fire Rod in Hype Cave. Forgot about those for too long, and just unfortunately couldn't remember them, so decided to bow out of the race. So it is still Sanders and 6 others still in this daily race. Yeah, Scotty, definitely one of those situations where you think about, okay, do I backtrack all the way and get Mimic Cave and then kill Trinex, or do I just pray to RNGesus that the mirror is pushing me to Swamp or something else? But there we go. Sanders grabbing another crystal. 4 crystals to go because Sanders did bet pretty heavy early on that ped play, which unfortunately was just a piece of heart. Oh, Okay, Sanders saying, I don't trust this mirror. Gonna go all the way back to Mimic Cave. I like it. I'm with you, Grotness. I don't think I would make the play to go all the way back to Mimic Cave. But it's potentially one of those plays now on Sanders' mind thinking the ped play didn't pay off, so I need to do something a little silly to get back in this potentially. Could very well be what he's thinking. I don't know. We'll ask him in the post-game interview. All right. About a 2-minute detour here to come over to Mimic Cave. Obviously, Sanders really hoping this pays off. Thanks, Sword Beams, for nothing. But takes out the Mimics. And who knows, it might be one of our bows. It might be garbage. So, fun little tidbit about Mimic Cave. It's kind of a paradox in and of itself because it is a light world location, but it has dark world enemies as well as dark world pegs. Ooh, interesting. So Sanders saying, all right, this mirror unlocks 2 crystal dungeons for me. Let's go do desert first because it's nice and quick. And hey, those boots that were on our feet from the beginning required for that big key. Yeah, it's one of those weird things where you just think about it as being part of Turtle Rock, so it never really clicks that those enemies and pegs shouldn't be there because it's the light world, but there you have it. Yeah, Grot, definitely going to want to check checkerboard after this unless you spike that bow here, because we are in bow mode on Sanders' side. That's all we need. So probably going to do desert into checkerboard. Then if I were a betting man, which I am, I'd say he's going to swamp after that. Nice first frame dash there to dodge the cannonballs, just for a big heart though. So let's go back, kill us some land mollusk, and carry on with our day. Ah, oh, Grotness, come on, man. Rude, but comical for chat. That's true. It could be checkerboard. We have Graveyard Ledge that opened up with that mirror. A couple of really awkward locations that have been fairly orphaned just with how the seed laid out. Oh, just missing the second fire rod shot on each land mullet, but that's all right. Gonna go ahead and clean them up. Beautiful. Chibi, just as a reminder, this isn't SGL settings, so it is progressive bows in this mode. So it's possible that the game placed silvers first, and that's the item we get, but it will still be a bow if that is the case. Just with how the randomizer works. Oh no worries. Just sharing the knowledge. And there's Bo. Cool. So that is go mode for Sanders at 1 hour 25 minutes and about 53 seconds. Obviously wouldn't mind running into silvers along the way, but that does mean we get to go mode swamp, which always feels good, and then just go ahead and kill the bosses of Pod and Eastern, and then up the mountain. Not bad of a go mode time, considering Sanders did go ahead and pull Ped before doing a second crystal. So shout outs to Sanders there. Everyone just going for the dirty plays. Validation chest silvers. That'd be awesome. But we're about to see a really fun way to get through Swamp Palace here. Go mode swamp always feels good. Just has to make sure to grab this key, grab the key that's hammer locked, and then skip on to the back. Technically, the key isn't hammer locked, but you do still need to flood this room in order to climb that ladder. So, my misspeak there. I apologize. Goes ahead though, floods the room, smooth as you like. And then, like I said, really nice Swamp Palace. If you come in go mode, don't even have to find a big key. Just hook to the back because the vanilla game thinks, aha, you need the big key to get the hook shot. But as A, speedrunners, and B, rando players, we just say, aha, we already have the hook shot. And go right to the back. Sanders may not be fully comfortable with Diver Down, which is perfectly fine. Diver Down is one of those tricks that does save time if you get it first try, but the more you fiddle with it, obviously, you're starting to waste time. So if you're not confident in it, just go ahead, push that statue. No shame in that at all, and especially since he's in go mode and not going to check those two bottom chests, it's pretty negligible, the time save that a very clean Diver Down would have had. Okay, he is going to check the chests. I redact that entire statement. You ever find a damp $40? Oh boy. All right, Sanders. So probably just going to grab the chests on the way then. Just to see if he can spike silvers or even the gold sword. Anything to make the climb just a little bit easier. Yeah, Victor. Definitely just in that mindset of, hey, if it's directly in my route, I'll grab it, but probably not going to go out of the way for anything. So if I were to guess, the GT routing is going to be find the big key and go. If the big key is in a room with multiple chests, might check all the chests in the room, but it's one of those situations where you're like, no, I know I'm in go mode. If I'm comfortable, let's go. 2 quick spins, and we have Argus down, so now it's just flute to 5, hammer the pegs, finish off Helma King and the Armos Knights, and then we shoot up to the mountain. Alright, and Sanders has already been part way through this dungeon, so still going to be pretty quick. Has the bow now, so could opt to do the bow lock side. I know it already has the big key, but I think we still need one of the smalls from the right side. If my math is correct, I think Sanders still needs another small key, so probably has to go bow lock side to grab that key and then go kill Helma. So Frau, what happened to Rob's is, as you can see, about the hour 8-minute mark, had just a couple of locations left that were completely, out of mind, and so didn't go back to check them. One being Hera Basement for the flippers, which led to the Moon Pearl, so Rob's knew he was out of logic that whole time. Yep, Sanders does needs to go Bowlock side to get that key. And the other being actually Fire Rod in Hype Cave, because again, Rob sequence broke the pearl and then immediately went to check the pyramid to see if all that it was flippers on pyramid, so an Aga skip, and then must have just put Hype Cave out of mind, and that was the Fire Rod. So Rob's did end up forfeiting there just because couldn't think of what was skipped, and at an hour in, don't really want to go back and do all those checks again. Thanks, book. Oh man, so we could have had that a long time ago if we decided to sequence break this side. Hey Akuhaish, I will shout out here, since Aku is in chat, Akuhaish was one of the other runners, did also put in a forfeit recently, but GG's Aku. GG's on your run. So that does mean we do still have 6 runners, one of them being our restreamed runner here, Sanders. Oh, yep, that does unfortunately happen. Obviously, playing a game over the internet, things can happen that are outside of our control, which is never fun. So I think Sanders was trying to take a bit of damage to get rid of the sword beams there for the turtles, but you got red mail. Those turtles, you gotta get hit twice. Clean up the turtles pretty well, and it's off to the Helma King. It's either 17 hits with the hammer or 5 bombs to the mask, or a combination of the two. I do see some runners doing the combination of a few bombs and then a few hammer hits, so different ways to take off the mask, and then it's going to be 4 tempered sword swings to the jewel, 8 shots with the bow, any combination that gets you up to that total damage output. But there we go, and Helma King is down. And already have all the items since we got that book out of the front, so just picks up that dungeon piece of equipment there, and now we're going to mirror, finish off the Armos Knights, and then it's up the mountain we go. Yep, Slayer, that is correct. Those silver arrows, of course, being really OP against bosses in this game because the game doesn't expect you to have them at this point. So yeah, 1 silver arrow to the jewel would take out Helma. Yeah, Professor. Sanders really gambled heavy on the blind ped pull early, just based on where things were. Sadly, that wasn't the case, but still managed to go ahead, get into go mode at a pretty decent time. Yeah, we still needed mirror and bow, which mirror was in T-Rock and the bow that we have was in checkerboard. So both of those with the pendant layout could have been on ped, but alas, just the piece of heart. Right on, Aku. Yeah, with how late the bow was in this seed and it being behind mirror, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say our silvers are in GT. So here we go, setting up for the lower Armos quick kill here. 5 shot, nope, all 6. Okay, yep. Just gonna go ahead and spam those arrows. Not quite getting a quick kill per se, but quick enough. 1 more into that knight. There we go. And oop, just a bit off. 3 into that knight, and there's our heart. And that's our 7th crystal and 10th dungeon done on Sanders' side. So because we are on speed gaming, I'm going to let Drossi run the bot if it is up and running. I haven't seen it up and running in a while, but if you want to spam numbers in chat, I'll happily manually look at things. There's 22 possible locations here in Ganon's tower basement where that big key can be hiding. Obviously, if you're Sanders, you want it pretty early. If you are Twitch chat, you want it pretty late. Scupula, thanks. Yeah, bot might still be down. But Sanders, really smart here, going to go ahead and refill on arrows before heading up the mountain. Really smart since the Armos Knights were the last boss killed there. So here's all the numbers piling in chat. Scupula, thanks for trying. It does appear the bot is still down. So we'll do it live. We'll do it live. I'm a sucker for guest number 7. I also like to route Hope Room left, so check 7 is always last chest in Stalfos room for me. But we'll see how Sanders chooses to route, and got a lot of guesses coming in chat. I already saw a tile room. I've seen a 22. I've seen a 1, so we got the full range of picks here. Half magic, 17 hearts, red mail. It should be a pretty fun climb for Sanders, but we will see. Again, there were 8 total runners in the race today. 2 have put in the dot forfeit, both of them in our chat here, Akuhaish and Robs. We're going to go ahead, though, and focus on Sanders. And depending on when Sanders finishes, I'll go ahead and let everyone know how the other runners are doing. I have definitely seen silvers in validation chests before, Victor. And it's one of those things that are just, again, chef's kiss. Beautiful. I am a sucker for the validation chest check, just because our league team was actually called Validation Chest Boots, which can't happen in this seed because it's casual boots. But we could still get something nice in Validation Chest. Veiled, it's a very complex algorithm on the back end of things. It takes into account a whole host of things. No, it's strictly volunteer based, and if you haven't been restreamed in a while. So if you're willing to be volunteered, you can just say, hey, I'm willing to be restreamed. So we have chests 1 and 2 so far in Hope Room. Sanders saying, I'm not going to check Tile Room and going straight to the right over to Compass Room. So we'll see what's going on. All right, so here comes checks 3, 4, 5, and 6. 3 is just a spade. 4 is just some bombs. 5 is some more bombs, which we didn't need. And 6 is more bombs. You love to see it. Grabbing the key, mirroring out. Let's go to the left side, Sander. Hey, I heard you like bombs, so I put bombs in your bombs. Because we know what that is, we will count that. So that's check 7 there is dead. Oh, Aku, no. That's rough. So 8 just a compass, 9 another small key, which we will need, depending on where that big key is. We do have enough if it's in here to climb. Bombos for 9. And 10 another small key. So we got plenty of small keys here. Scooby. Ice Trinex protocols run. So big heart. Oh, hold on. Let's see. It's 4, 5, 6, 10, 12. Yeah, so that was check 12 there. Make sure my Minnesota math is right. Moving right along here to check 13 in Fire Snake Room. Hey, I'll own up to it, Akuaish. Hey, lucky number 13 is our big key. So let's take a look as Sanders starts the climb. And we had 3 different people guessing 13 almost simultaneously. Talwin7, 101 DNL, and Mizukibara all guessing 13. Grats on the guess there. Good call. And so now Sanders gets to enjoy the fun of the gauntlet climb. Thank you, Scoopula, for passing that along. Yes, you get a lifetime supply of seeds. We'll see if Sanders decides to check the validation chest. I certainly hope so. Again, I'm a sucker for validation chests. Groton is, yeah, it's Minnesota is Little Norway. So, Ridarn, yes, there is a website that you can check. We'll post that link here in chat shortly. They're at different times throughout the day, just so our friends all over the world can enjoy them at certain times. And so you can keep an eye either on Discord or on the website itself. Thank you, Scoopula. I figured you posted that recently, so you might still have it in a copy paste. But if you keep your eyes on that website, you'll see when races are coming up. Please note all times are excellent. The old copy paste. All times are Eastern time, United States. So the times are based on East Coast time. So adjust accordingly to your time zone. From there, you just go to racetime.gg about 45 minutes to an hour before the seed starts, and there should be a room available. The room is also posted in the Discord. So if you join the Speed Gaming Discord, you can go ahead. The room will be posted there when it's ready. Go ahead and join. Make sure you have a valid racetime.gg account, and then enjoy the fun. All right, yep. And Sanders continuing the checks of, hey, these are on the way, so we might get silvers. But just the lag shield, and if I saw that right, even more bombs. Piece of heart, the validation chest dream is real. And Sanders cleared out every dungeon, so it's either, let's see, we have Cave 45, Graveyard Ledge, this, oh, it's juicy, come on! Ah, consolation prize of 300 rupees as Sanders finishes the climb here. Gonna dash through here and fight Geometry Wizard. I mean, scruff it. It still could be Tile Room. Tile Room, Ice Armos, Rando Room. There's a chance. There's a chance. Oh, yep. We did Go Mode Swamp Mizu. You're right. You're right. I'm going to say again, with just how late that first bow was, Ganon's going to say in my tower. I'm with Scruff on this one. Just missing Aga there a little bit, and there we go. Finishing off Aga. Now we just have one silverless Ganon fight to go. Got the cape, got half magic, got the lamp. Got enough safeties. As long as we get that torch glitch and don't abuse the cape too much, should be a nice cozy fight. Yep, we do still have Pyramid Fairy. That's a good point, Chibi. So, a couple of choices still left. You just gotta believe in Validation Chest. Ooh, really nice location there for the Firebat phase of Ganon. Getting all the swings in, and yeah, just using that cape to great effect. Getting all the swings in, move us on to phase 3 nice and smooth. Oh man, yeah, Vanilla Pyramid Fairy, oh boy. Spams that lamp though, goes ahead and gets the torch glitch. Dapper Worm Man here, another one of our racers. Again, Sanders just finishing up the seed here, so we'll confirm places in just a moment. Sanders just has to finish off some spins. Ooh, careful there, Sanders. I mean, I know you got red mail, but Ganon still kind of hurts. Oh, did have a blue goo. Okay, I was going to say, good thing you got that lamp, but didn't notice had a blue goo, so in great shape. Oh, Sanders, don't do that to my heart. And there's the pig. So as long as Sanders can cross this tiny bridge, gonna go ahead and finish up. Get your GGs in chat for Sanders 316. And with that, Sanders does cross the bridge, finishes in third place overall, first on our restream with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 19 seconds. Dapper Wormman takes first place today with 1 hour, 43 minutes, and 36 seconds, and just 6 seconds behind that, High Ruler in second place. GG's to Sanders, and hey, joining us in the booth is Sanders 316. GG's, sir.
Words cannot describe that mess.
Was it the piece of heart on Ped? Was it?
Well, here's the thing with the Ped, I had already resolved to do it after I got the cane in on Saha because I'm like, oh great, Ped's now in Logic. I would have done it with Fire Rod, but I'm like, nope, it's not in Logic yet because the keys might not be there. Cane came up, okay, it's in Logic.
Yep, it's kind of what we were talking about when you were just hard rushing those pendants. But hey, you won over Twitch chat as a result, so that's a win.
Yeah, like I said, really, I didn't have much in terms of play on going to Thieves Town other than doing the full loop. Like I was originally saying, you know what? If I get 2 items in the front, I'll front forward get out. But I only got 1. I'm like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, that Thieves Town was pretty crummy.
Not as crummy as the Ice Palace.
Yeah, I will say though, so Robs, I know you saw in the race time room, Robs did put a forfeit in. So you went up the mountain and Robs did South Shore first. Sequence broke that pearl on Hobo, and then when Robs went up to Tower of Hera, skipped out on the basement and then just completely wrote it off as a check, which did result in the forfeit. So you had those flippers, so you didn't have to worry about anything logically. When you got back down the mountain, got that pearl and thought, all right, let's go, like you did, let's run over to Skull Woods and Village of Outcasts. And when that didn't pull anything up, is that kind of when that Ped dream was coming in?
Yeah, it's like I know I've been burned by Pod a lot, and I'm like, okay, I've got 2 choices here. Either I can go to Pod and possibly lock immediately and just have to go to Ice Palace anyway, or I can go to Ice Palace, clear it, have the Ped, that way I don't have to worry about it later. That basically got to my thought process at that point, after the South Shore had basically nothing.
Yeah, definitely a strange seed where it's like, hey, we'll give you flippers in this pendant and nothing else. But yeah, the double medallion required Quake. We had the difference of opinion in chat, knowing what we knew. But when you got to Turtle Rock and nothing was popping until the back, were you thinking, all right, bow, mirror, something grosser? What did you have like a feel of what Turtle Rock was going to give you?
I knew, well, at that point, I was down to two items, basically. I couldn't, possibly 3 items, because Bombos doesn't give me anything. Like, that gives me nothing. I've got 3 items at that point that give me anything. That was book, mirror, or bow. So I knew one of them had to be in that area. That's why when I got the mirror, I probably, it's like, I'm not sure which way it would have been faster, the way I did it, or if I should have just mirrored after I got it, checked Mimic Cave, and then got all the way back through. But then obviously I decided to just go kill Trinex with that. And I was like, I just knew it was going to be one of those 3. It had to be, because that was last location at that point.
Yep, that's definitely a gross spot for that mirror, and you hit it right on the head, like, when do I do Mimic Cave? But no, after that, I mean, the quick play over to checkboard to get that bow, I mean, even for all dungeons, your go mode was, I think, at 1 hour 20, which was really pretty quick for already blind pulling Ped.
Yeah, like I said, it was basically the choice at that point was, okay, I've got a lot of mirror checks. What's the fastest way to get through the mirror checks? Like, okay, we have to clear desert. Desert gives us a mirror check. So let's do desert, do the mirror check, and then go to swamp because swamp is very slow. And then the idea was, okay, and once I get through swamp, then I can start routing back through the village to get to Cave 45 and Graveyard Ledge. Then Bo pops up and is like, oh, okay, just rush it.
Yep, definitely paid off for you there. And then the silvers in Ganon's tower, we were all bated breath every chest you were opening on the climb. Like, could this be silvers? Could this be silvers? But alas, they weren't. But no, any other thoughts on the seed? You played it very well. Really stacked opening, and then really bottlenecked by the mirror up in Turtle Rock, of course. But no, you played very well.
Yeah, it's like anybody that was looking for me to do what's it called? It's like some of those tricks, like mimic clip, Harapot, although doing the. But yeah, how did you like how many times I tried and failed Icebreaker?
Hey, you got it. And honestly, Icebreaker, we were talking about that a little bit. That's, even though it took you like 3 or 4 tries, you still saved time.
More like 10 tries. Yeah, it's like I know it's like such a precise pixel. That's why like if you see me just going back and forth in the door, just trying to line up. I'm trying to line up the hair of Samus's braid, because the center of the braid, or I should say the outline of the braid, when it's right in the middle of the door, that's perfect alignment.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's a really good lineup if you're using that sprite. Nice. Very, very cool. And yeah, we were talking about that a little bit about like the Icebreaker, you still save time. And then, obviously skipping things like Diver Down, that's one of those tricks where if you don't get it first try, it doesn't really save time. So no, we were watching it. It's like, hey, you know what you're comfortable doing and you do it well. So no, GG's to you on that for sure.
All right. Pod bites me again though.
Oh, Pod. Yeah, that was a rough Quake medallion location.
At least that was the last location for that, and I wouldn't have been scrambling. It's like, okay, do I go to Ice Palace? It's like it's already done.
For sure. Cool stuff. But just quick wrapping up here, a few things. Again, GG's to you, Sanders, on 3rd place in the race. Captain 1977 has also thrown in a forfeit, so that is all 8 runners now officially done for this SG Daily. Again, we posted it in chat several times. A lot of SG action coming up. If you just like Randomizer, there's League action coming up. Big shout outs to our runners, Sanders 316 and Robs, for putting on a show for us. We'll drop their links in chat here soon. Shout outs to Drossi for the restream, my pal Scupula on the back end doing the tracker. Again, Sanders, any last thoughts on that Oops All Dungeons?
Yeah, thanks, Adalor.
Shots fired. Right, Adalor rolling that seed there, so shoutouts to Adalor. Again, GG Sanders on the finish, 3rd place. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
All right, and with that, Drossi, if you're here, I'll let you guide the raid. Otherwise, I think we're going to drop here. I know there's some League action happening on all sorts of channels, so check out the entire Speed Gaming family of channels if you want to see some more rando action. But for now, I have been Tiverius. Thanks for hanging out with me for the last few hours. GG's to our runners, GG's to all the runners, and have a great day, everyone.